Welcome back. For this deep dive, we're tackling something really stripped down, our source material, just the phrase horror story.
That's it. Just those two words.
Exactly. And our mission here is to see what we can actually pull from that. What insights, what cultural truths are hiding just in that phrase.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it?
What makes horror story itself so powerful? What universal things does it immediately bring up for you?
Well, that's the fascinating part. The second you hear horror story, your mind just leaps to a whole set of associations, right? Expectations.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not just a category. It's more like an archetype. It instantly plugs into those deep, maybe ancient fears we have.
Like what kind of fears?
Oh, the unknown, darkness, maybe losing control, mortality even. It's like a universal button it presses.
A button that connects us across different stories or times.
Exactly. It connects us to these anxieties that go way beyond any single plot or monster. The phrase itself does the heavy lifting.
It's incredible, really. Just two words, and your mind starts filling in the blanks, imagining, well, not just scary things, but the kinds of fear it might tap into.
Precisely.
So, okay, it evokes fear. We get that. But what else is going on? What sort of psychological need does this idea of a horror story meet for us?
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting, I think. Horror story acts almost like a safe container.
A safe container? How so?
It lets us confront things that genuinely scare us, those deep anxieties, but, in a controlled way, from arm's length.
Right, like you can experience the fear without the actual danger.
Exactly. It's a kind of catharsis, maybe. It can explore bigger societal fears, too, Think about, I don't know, Frankenstein and fears about science, or modern stuff about, like, pandemics or mental health.
So it lets us poke at the scary thing in the world, but from our sofa.
Pretty much grappling with chaos, but safely.
So it's not just about, say, ghosts or vampires then. It's the concept of the monstrous, whether that's something external or maybe something inside us.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even in society, or just random chance nature. And have the actual types of horror stories changed much? Or the fears they focus on? Or is it always kind of the same basic stuff underneath?
That's a good question.
Well, the surface details change, definitely. The monsters, the settings, they adapt. But the core anxieties, they seem remarkably persistent.
Really? Like what?
Like the fear of the unknown, losing control, our own vulnerability, whether it's old Gothic tales worried about sanity and social decay, or 80s slashers, or the psychological horror we see a lot now, dealing with trauma.
They're all circling the same drain, in a way.
Kind of, yeah. They circle back to those fundamental human fears. What changes is how the culture packages them, how it dresses them up to reflect what's worrying us now.
It's amazing that such a simple phrase, horror story, gives us this window into, well, us, our collective worries.
It really does.
So what's the big takeaway here from digging into just the idea of a horror story?
I think it really underlines the sheer power of these narrative archetypes. The concept itself, horror story, it works like a cultural filing cabinet for our fears.
And a way to process them.
And a way to process them, yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows how potent, simple language these shared concepts can be. They don't just frame a story. They frame how we understand ourselves, maybe even the world.
That makes sense. So next time you encounter that phrase, horror story, maybe pause and think beyond just the potential jump scares.
Yeah.
Think about what it says about our ongoing need as humans to face up to our own shadows, our anxieties.
And maybe a final thought for you to chew on. Just how this abstract idea of a horror story keeps showing up across cultures, across time. It's like a mirror reflecting our deepest primal fears, but also our endless curiosity about what's out there, what we don't understand.
A timeless conversation, though.
Encoded in just two words.
Yeah.